Weirdo. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I don't know if anybody's actually here, but we're starting. So, hi.
Hello. As you can see, we are together.
I know it's weird. I don't know how to intro because usually we're like, oh no, do you start? Do I start? I don't know. But we're here, so it is what it is. And before we get going into the whole shebang, we are sponsored by Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. This is our yarn. It's hard to see because my lighting's a little weird, but this is the, I hit the microphone. PIK colorway on Wyandotte. It's her MCN base that's very pretty and lovely.
I know Neil and Tabitha had the same problem, so we're not feeling too bad.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Wyandotte? Yeah, I have no idea.
Wyandotte?
Wyandotte, maybe?
Something like that. So anyway, that's this one, and Anne's got it in her Americana base.
Yeah, in the DK base, right? Isn't it? No.
I don't know what it is.
It's the Americana base. It's beautiful.
Yeah, but this is our special surprise. I went and got Anne last night. I had to drive to Pennsylvania, and
that's true. We didn't actually give the promo code for Chicken Lady.
Oh, sorry.
That's important. Sorry. So it is PIK Boo 20 for 20% off your order. That is Boo with 2 O's. BOO PIK Boo 20. That
like you're scared and surprised.
Like, ooh, this is such great yarn. But anyways, so yeah, you can get 20% off your order. She's got new stuff, banned book colorways. She's got a Yoda colorway. Cool stuff. Check out Chicken Lady. We love her.
Yep. We do. And she loves us. So
and she loves
fantastic.
us. And she got that promo code out within like 5 minutes of me texting her this morning saying, hey, what's the October promo code? So Lynn's awesome.
Yeah, we didn't know what was happening exactly. And I'm going to blame it on the fact that poor Anne has been homeless for months now.
Oh.
Not homeless, but, traveling all about and whatnot. And last night I had to go get her. I had co-op and then I had to go get Anne, and it was just a weird day. It was fun though.
It's fun. Good day. Good day all around.
But yeah, so I got Anne last night, and she needed to go to the supermarket, right, to get some stuff. And she cashes out, and then the cashier hands her the stuff back, and Anne's just looking at her. And I had to explain that in New York, we don't get bags anymore.
Like, what a savage country is this? Give me a plastic bag.
We're not allowed to have plastic bags. And if you get a paper bag, you have to buy it. And so she's looking at me, and I'm like, here, just put it in my purse.
Oh, here, this is fine. I'm just sitting here like, dude, I need that bag later when I have trash in my car. What are you doing?
Right? See, now I don't miss that because I'm not allowed to have trash in my car. My husband is super particular about that.
Oh.
And he gets mad, like, if I get too much dirt in it from, like, walking around outside, and then I get in the car, he'll be like, I just vacuumed. And I'll be like, I can't help it. Like, the leaves are falling off the trees. What am I supposed to do?
Okay. I am reasonably certain he will never know this, but I just want to be clear that, so we meet at a coffee shop. Woohoo, we're going. We got our coffees. I set it in the cup holder. And the first thing, she takes off and it spills all over the center console. And I'm like digging, and she doesn't have any napkins in this car. And I'm just like trying to find it and mop it up quick.
We always have napkins. I don't know what is happening that we don't. Must be a glitch in the timeline. I don't know. But
no napkins, no plastic bags. I spill stuff all the time. So anyways, but luckily it cleaned up well enough.
No, it was fine. It was fine. It was just funny.
Totally.
Yeah. So, Chicken Lady Yarns, we like her. She's cool. She has good yarn. And then we also have our giveaway for September, which is a copy of Cody Schlegel's Non-Woke Odyssey Tale, which is super great. And yeah, every time I get into I started listening to this really great book, right? It's called Cultish. And it was about, how people get into cults and different things and the words. And I was really into it. And they were talking about like Jamestown and, drinking the Kool-Aid and different phrases. Mm-hmm. And then they started talking about how Trump is a cult. And I had to stop. And I was so mad. Because
every time.
Okay, so you can say that the way people follow Trump is kind of cultish. Mm-hmm. Some of the words and things that they use, but I also
there's some people who equate Trump to Jesus. I think that's going too far.
Right.
But That's not the majority of the thing. I'm gonna spill coffee all over.
Don't spill it.
Okay.
But so you can say that on the Trump side, you can also say it on the other side. Like, it's not just us. They have, you can't say anything against transgenderism or you're a horrible person.
You cannot mention that during the Black Lives Matter protests that they burned businesses and people died. It's like, no.
Yeah. Look, you're talking about spilling coffee, and Therese says, I am concerned about Anne's level of coffee.
That is true.
Have a couple sips. So anyway, my point is I was listening to Cultish. I was really into it because I do like true crime. I was really excited to hear like why people fall into these, like the Manson family and stuff. And it became a woke joke. So once again, if you don't want to have that happen to you, here's a safe book. Enjoy it. Good morning, Tabitha. Oh, but the reason I was talking about Cody Schlegel's book is because we have a winner.
We like Cody.
We do like Cody, but we also have a winner. And so the winner is getting this Odyssey tale, and they are getting to be part of our club, our cult, if you like.
I should have worn her shirt.
I know.
Dang it!
I gave her her shirt, and she didn't even put it on. Can you believe this?
I know.
What nonsense!
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so somebody is getting this. Did someone say true crime?
Right. Tabs was like, I'm here.
Yes. So, Anne, you have the winner.
Yes, it is Lori Larson. She commented on our 117th episode, and you win the bag in the book. Yay!
Congratulations, you're part of the club.
That's right. So email us on the politicallyincorrectknitters@gmail.com email, and we will send you out your stuff.
Yeah. That's cool stuff. So we've done that. I don't know what the prize is for this time. I have prizes over there. I didn't grab one though. I guess you'll have to find out what the prize is next week. I'm not prepared.
There you go.
I blame me on being here. Everything's weird.
I know.
I feel like I keep I don't know, apologizing for my life just because it's weird. It's a little weird.
Oh, weird.
That's all right. It's good. I like it.
Weird though.
It's fun. And my kids are happy that she's here. One of them was reading her comic last night.
That's right.
So excited. They were showing her everything in their room, and I'm like, guys, she's gonna be here a couple days, so chill. It'll be all right. They think Trumpers are extreme, but they want to murder babies as they are born. Yeah, that's actually something I was gonna mention. Later. We'll get there, but yeah. Say it 3 times in the mirror and murder. Okay, so apparently if you say true crime in the mirror 3 times, Tabitha will join you. So
right.
That's good. The next time I need you, I'm going to do that and see if it actually works.
Yeah, we were watching, it's like, ooh, we can get together and watch knitting podcasts together.
We totally did.
So last night we were totally watching Tabitha and Neil talk about the whole Lady Di yarn situation.
We did not get through the 3 hours of it though.
No, we didn't.
They're in the same room. I know, right? It's so fun. Yeah, Neil and Tabitha, congratulations on a 3-hour episode. I don't have that kind of time. And Anne and I are hanging out and we're watching it, and it was 11 o'clock, and I'm like, all right, I've been up past my bedtime. I gotta go. We're done. And she's a trooper because everybody in my house is sick. And she's sitting right next to me while I'm got whatever creeping crud I have. So it is what it is.
What can you do, really?
I mean, it's fall. Everybody gets snots this time of year. But
allergies and everything else.
Everything. Ooh, and you know what we're going to do this afternoon? We're going to take Anne to Niagara Falls. I'm really excited. It's
going to be fun. I've never been. So
yeah.
As I was telling her on the way up that except for an airplane stopover, I'm pretty sure the last time I was in the state of New York was New York City when I was 7. So
yeah, and New York City and where I live are not even a little bit the same. They're just not. Because I live in the real part of the state where we have fields and lakes, and it's not just a urban. But the minute you say New York, everybody's like, oh, New York City. Nope. A lot of people live in New York and have never been there.
Really?
Yeah.
And a lot of people live in New York City and haven't been out.
I know. It's crazy.
Those people think New York City is the world entire.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. They said that they were going to stay quiet because Neil is around and his special Romania germ strength. Okay. Apparently you're immune because you were in Romania. That's cool.
I mean, I guess. Gotta
The
keep that
live with
immunity
Neil
up.
and Tabitha was funny. Yes, it was funny. I
Finish it later.
I'm
Sorry,
in
Tabs.
the real New York. Yes, we're in the part that actually wants to be a different state, but they won't let us because we pay all the taxes
Right.
for, the city.
Gotta keep the rest of it afloat.
Unfortunately, it's life.
Gotta keep that median crime rate more low.
Yeah. Yeah, and Emily's right that the people who watch all those people were watching his live yesterday. Maybe they didn't watch it in real time, but they watched it, and they're not that pleased with him.
I guess we should say briefly. I mean, go over and watch Neil and Tabitha's video. That is more
it's
concise.
it's on the Blocked magazine channel.
Right.
Yeah, it's not on Tabitha's channel. It's on Blocked.
Right.
But yeah.
And Neil's Instagram too talks a lot about it. But Lady Di Yarn be anyways, so Lady Di Yarn,
sorry guys.
Large indie yarn dyer. And she has pre-orders for her yarn, and she's not fulfilling them. She's not fulfilling them within the 120-day refund for most credit card time period.
Yeah.
And people are complaining, people want refunds, but Instagram is very, very quiet about it because she's a promoted liberal black dyer. But that is
I didn't know this. There are actually some year-old pre-orders, so that's really terrible.
But
she's one of the people that got prominent when they said buy from black people.
Right.
So that's part of what you can't say anything about her because she's one of the chosen ones.
Right. And part of it too is that, so it's like, so she is not a good business owner. It's not. And so Neil, there's somebody who has this long explanation of what happened, and she has timelines and everything, and it's very straightforward facts. And Neil emails this lady and asks, like, hey, you have a good article, very fair and balanced, can I repost it for Blocked magazine? And they write back a message which is, thanks but no.
Yeah. And it was a nice message. Everything was like super nice.
It was nice until someone shows up on the forum and says that evil racist Blocked magazine is going to use this as a opportunity for further bigotry and drama, when it's like, dude, if somebody has a bad business practice, you tell people so they don't buy from them.
As Amy from Two Sisters says, she's not a good business owner because she's not a good business owner.
Right.
There you go. We answered the question right there. We didn't even have to do anything.
No, and there's one thing. It's like, oh, you just want this for, this is, further drama. The drama is not that she's actually thousands of dollars behind in orders, and it's being taken to the attorney general. That is such a pervasive problem with her business, and she's on Instagram, doing the la da da, my life is so hard thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is a fabulous point. The only people that brought the race into it is the people that are is them. None of us said anything about her color or anything because that's not what we care about. We care about the fact that somebody's taking money and not. Sorry, my cat is trying to get in the room. Somebody's taking money and not fulfilling their orders. And I was saying to Anne, like, that is that a business plan? Can we do that?
Yeah.
I like money. Like, how does this work?
Yeah, we have free money and people will come for us. And okay, to a certain extent, I can understand that it's going to be awkward. Okay, if one of the yarn, this has not happened. If one of the yarn dyers that we've talked to and promoted in our circles was screwing people over, I could see that would be a little awkward to be like, well, she is a friend of ours, but you can't keep saying that this is a great person. You can't keep saying that people should give their money to this person. You can't say like, oh, she's a great yarn dyer when people are not getting their orders or not getting their money.
And it doesn't matter what their color is. If this is how business works. I'm gonna break it down. Ready?
Right.
You give me money, I give you a product.
Wow.
And then if you give me money and I don't do my part of it, that's bad business. And that's all we need to know.
And also, I mean, and also like our pal Tina, that over a year ago, she was very ill and then couldn't do business anymore. So she wasn't able to fulfill her orders. So she refunded people and then gave
What?
whoa, it's crazy. She not only refunded them, but I think she gave like discount codes for when she came back,
Yeah.
which was a while. Gal was very sick, but she is back now. She's fulfilling her orders. She's doing well.
Yeah.
That is good business process. And she has great yarn. But seriously, like,
It's nonsense, dude.
mm,
That's my, whenever we talk about this, that's my thing. It's nonsense. That's all you can say about it. Like, what else can we even talk about? It's ridiculous. But yeah, if you want to know like a lot about it, that's what Neil and Tina not Tina,
Tabitha.
Neil and Tabitha, sorry girl. That's what they got into yesterday. So
Right.
but
yeah, we'll keep you updated. I think he's gonna write about it for Blocked too.
oh yeah, it's supposed to be in this issue, especially because they're like, oh no, he's gonna put it in the issue, and so now they're like, uh-oh,
Wow.
it's gonna
Now we
happen.
gotta.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a huge story though.
It is. And if it was anybody else, I mean, you saw how Christy Glass and everybody like exploded. If it was anybody other than one of their chosen people, it would be everywhere.
Yeah.
Not a peep about it on Instagram. This chick took patterns that weren't hers and distributed them without paying the pattern owners, and they're not saying anything either. Like, dude.
Allegedly.
Yes, thank you. But it's just I got nothing about it, man. It's terrible. Yeah. So that's the story. You can go find out more on the Block channel. Do you want to talk knitting?
Sure. We haven't even talked knitting yet. I mean, we're talking knitting generally, but not knitting specifically.
Did somebody put something in my coffee? I'm seeing two of you in the same room. I know. It's us. She's here with us until Monday.
Whoa.
And my kids, like, literally, they were like, can we go see if Anne's awake? And I'm like, dude, leave the chick alone. She like let her sleep. We were all up at the crack of dawn. Like, we're early risers, but not usually this early. And poor Anne, we were up like 6:30. Like, everybody was up. The whole family.
That's okay. I was mostly afraid of her cat, though. Cats and I normally get along. Her cat does not like me.
You should have heard it. She was howling, like screaming her face off at Anne last night. Like, I was a little concerned my husband had to run downstairs and like deal with it.
Yeah, that it was sort of like, I don't know what was with that cat, but normally I'm like, okay, cat's unhappy, walk away. That cat was like about to spring. It was going to be claws and suffering and agony.
Yeah, I don't know why though. She doesn't really like anybody. So we did the thing that we always do. He gave her the treats. Yeah. And so now you guys are at least on okay terms, right? Like
okay-ish terms.
Nobody's getting clawed at least, so that's handy.
0 claws have come out so far.
Yeah.
Teeth came out though.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Whatever.
But all right, I'm going to show you guys my knitting. And it's not anything super exciting, but I have to make this because it's part of my knitting class at co-op is super great. And I've had 2 of my students finish their headbands already. So cool. And they're so cute. I had to send Anne one of the pictures because the girl is just beaming about it. And he gave her treats, the cat or Anne. Well, we have been giving Anne treats also, but he gave Anne the bag of treats to give to the cat to placate her.
And our gal Tina's here.
Just woke up, we're in the same room, and we got an explanation for the lady that die thing. Yeah, and like we said, that it's way more in depth on Neil's channel. But so my student, I've got 2 students that finished their little headband ear warmer things, and they are just like super proud of themselves. And so the next thing we're doing is a hat. So I'm just making a basic, this is a 2x2 rib. It's a hat. It's going to be stockinette. We're going to decrease because part of what we're doing is this class is knitting in the round. So they've done the ear warmer, which was just straight knitting in the round, and now we're going to decrease with double pointed needles. What? I know. And I showed them all the needles, and you should have seen their faces. They looked at me like I was like like they had no idea what to do. It was crazy. Um, but they're excited. And then once we finish this, we're gonna do like a cup cozy kind of thing or something, so that they can knit the whole thing with their double points.
Oh,
Just I
nice.
want to get them comfortable with it. But you should see these girls; they're so excited. I'm happy because I'm excited that we're doing it, so it's fun. But that's my knitting. I don't have anything else. I spent the week cleaning because Anne was coming to stay, and life had been busy, and so my house was really 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 gross.
You know,
Sorry, guys.
sometimes
We're
it'd
sick.
be that way.
So I think you have more knitting though,
Oh,
right? You've
I
got a
have,
lot more.
well, I don't know that I have much knitting because if you didn't catch our Tuesday show, my sweaters and everybody's here.
I know,
like,
it's
sorry.
a party. Oh, hi,
Neil,
Dad.
my dad. Hi, Dad. But anyways. Yeah.
I just started watching to hear my name. We've been talking about you a lot. You should be getting like a bunch of views when we're done. We expect you guys to watch us first and then go see what Neil's doing. Because
That's a reasonable
obviously
expectation. Because now you know you can chat with us directly. Anyways, so what I've been working. So for those of you who may not have seen my Tuesday show, my sweater is in a horrible and painful place because I sewed up the shoulder seams and totally biffed the fact that you're supposed to make your sleeves and then have a square section that go from the sleeves to the collar. So it's a saddle shoulder. Anyways, so I have yet to take that apart because it makes me want to cry. So
my mom offered to do it for her, but I don't know, maybe she's too proud.
I am proud. I'm not used to other people messing with my knitting.
Well.
I'm very territorial that way. But anyways, so while that sweater's in timeout, I did bring it with me, so I may just pass it over. But I've made here a little EIB logo hat. So that would be EIB is Excellence in Broadcasting, and it's Rush Limbaugh's old logo. So a friend of mine, her son's middle name is Rush, so she wanted a Rush baby hat. So I'm knitting that up. And the chart, it's on a picture on my Instagram. So if any of y'all, you can go to Blocked magazine, take my Reclaim Party hat, use the exact same method, whip this bad boy in, and have a Rush Limbaugh hat of your own, if you are so inclined.
I miss Rush. I know, right? We need some people with some good common sense. And I saw a liberal the other day being like, hey, nobody ever talks about Rush anymore. And I'm like, but they do.
But they do all the time.
You just are in the correct circles for this. So right. Whatever.
So there's a Rush Limbaugh hashtag on Instagram, so I follow it. So I think I may have seen that because it's everybody reposting the same Twitter posts because saying, oh, nobody talks about Rush all the time. Yeah, they do, buddy boy.
Yeah, just because you're not cool enough. Whatever. Dan Bongino's pretty good. Yeah, there was something about Rush that I don't think anybody we currently has.
Right.
Like, I don't know, just the way he was about different things. I don't know.
Right.
Dan Bongino kind of gets real like worked up, where Rush would get worked up, but not in that like angry way. I don't know how to explain the difference. You know what I mean?
True. But with Dan Bongino, like the not consistent listener, like whenever I would listen to him, it would be like somebody else is listening and I'm incidentally in the room. But it seems that it was, sorry. I feel like it's yesterday's news with last week's opinions, where Rush was the cutting edge, ahead of the cutting edge. And even when you're paying attention to news, it was rare for you to hear something before Rush would say it. And also he really, sort of drove what the news narrative was. Like, there are some things like, okay, so like I've said before, love Mark Stein, love Steven Crowder. There's other commentators that I like. But I can listen to one and still learn something from the other. But even, I don't know, when you listened to Rush, it was like you felt that you could listen to the 3 hours and not listen to anyone else's news programs and have the news for the day. Even if you did like other people and you did listen to other people,
Right.
you felt like, okay, I'm not missing anything so long as I keep up with Rush.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, I was reading comments
that's
again.
all right.
You know, I think that that's really accurate. And I got away from listening to Rush because I didn't have 3 hours a day.
Yeah, that is true.
So, oh, sorry, my bad. Pulling on the cord. I don't know what I'm smoking over here. All right. No, but I stopped listening to Rush just because I didn't have the time. But, and yeah, whatever. I'm having a rough morning. I think I'm almost due for more cold medicine.
Probably. But
sorry, guys.
that's all right.
So, anyway, we miss Rush,
Even
though people think we don't. Whatever.
we do. Instrumental in the conservative movement.
Mm-hmm. So, what else do we have going on?
Oh, what else? What else? What else? I don't know. We have. Sorry, looking down at my notes. All right, we have hurricanes in Florida, to which Kamala Harris said that she was only going to send aid to white people. Or not to white people.
No.
Opposite of that.
Yeah, no.
Reverse
White people
that,
don't
switch
get any
it.
aid. What are we talking about? My God, they're the worst.
Hey, and Adam's here too. You know how much this like brings up our male audience? Statistically, we're at 0. Look at us, we're rocking it.
We've got 3.
Whoa.
And my dad might be watching. He just doesn't generally comment. So there's 4, 5.
There
we
go.
might have a few. Like, hey guys, thanks for joining us. But yeah, Kamala said that she doesn't want to give aid to anybody who's white, and she also said that we're good friends with North Korea. Wasn't that her?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, after they said that Trump was so awful with meeting with Kim Jong-un, and what was he thinking, and he loves palling around with dictators, and he has the nuclear codes, this crazy man. Do you know who we're currently allies with? Because I feel like that's kind of important if you're anywhere near the head of state.
Yeah, she does not know who we're allies with. Neither does Biden, who spent his day looking for somebody who had unfortunately already passed away. So, I mean, this week was a shining example of what a shithole our country is turning into. It's terrible. My gosh, like, for real. So,
I mean, among all of the people who are like, woohoo, hope the hurricane gets DeSantis or Mar-a-Lago and everything, and it's, the ladies on The View saying like, it's a sign of climate change, except the climate knows the evil Republicans are in Florida and therefore wants to come and get them, which is like, I don't even know, like the weather gods sort of a thing. Like if you vote for the right people, like the weather will be better.
I'm pretty sure that that's not going to happen.
Probably not.
This horrible, horrible climate change is making these hurricanes not as bad as other ones we've had. Right. So go figure.
This horrible, horrible climate change when there hasn't been a hurricane in, like, this is the first, what was it? It was the first year that there hasn't been a hurricane in the month of August for like 80 years.
Climate change, people.
That's right. It's so bad out there.
No, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I got nothing.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, I'm running on to any more medicine.
Well, let's just say, speaking of ridiculous and actually racist things said by Democrat leaders, with
what?
No, Nancy Pelosi saying that DeSantis shouldn't ship immigrants to vacation in Martha's Vineyard when the farmers need them to work in the fields in Florida.
Yeah. I mean, they keep forgetting that you're not supposed to say the quiet part out loud. Like,
right.
I think that, I don't know. They're not supposed to be here at all. So why does it matter where we ship them?
Right. It's like, first of all, illegal. Though we're the ones that DeSantis shipped technically illegal immigrants. Normally that they ship around illegal immigrants, but
I'm not certain. I was under the impression they were, but
I
it
was
could
under
be
the
wrong.
impression they were too. But
Yeah.
don't say I'm ever willy-nilly with the facts. But no, but it's like it's the presumed, like, I'm sorry, people like that have no place in Martha's Vineyard. They changed our lives, though, as we waved them off to be taken to a military installation. But we didn't tell them that because that would be rude. But, hate has no home here. Nobody's illegal. Get off my island.
Yeah. Hate has no home here as I ship you away as fast as I possibly can.
Exactly. And
Like, for real.
clearly, people like that are only good for working in the field. Who says that? Like,
They make me crazy. Like, and the fact that people think that they're like good leaders and stuff makes me feel like I'm living in some sort of Twilight Zone.
right. These are dreamers who want a better life, like serving your drinks and working in your fields. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Both of those jobs are fine.
Right. But
what are you gonna do?
It's a presumed like class. It's a I don't know, it's terrible.
It's awful. Want to talk more about crappy leaders?
Sure.
So Anna's in New York, so she gets to see, like I said in the beginning of the show, she comes in, goes to the grocery store. We had to pick up a few things before we got in, and they just hand them back to her, and she's like, "What is happening here?" Because we're not allowed to have plastic bags. They're bad for the environment.
You are allowed to have cigarette advertisements on your signs, which struck me as interesting.
You can't?
Well, you can have a cigarette store, but I don't know if there's a specific rule about it. But I've never seen like, here's a carton of cigarettes, buy this on a
Oh
road
no,
sign.
yeah, that's totally normal.
Fascinating.
Yes, well, because they want you sick and addicted, and you can't have plastic. So here, you cannot get a plastic bag. You have to buy
Carry
paper
your carton of
bags.
cigarettes home.
You have to buy paper bags or be like me and just carry a giant purse so that you can like put as many things in it as you can. But so that's one of the beautiful things they've done to us. We're not allowed to have bags anymore. And then Governor Hochul has decided that now we're gonna have electric cars by 2035
because it works so well for California.
It's so dumb. I don't even know what's happening. Like, I was talking to somebody at co-op yesterday whose husband works for the electric company, and she's like, "Yeah, our grid can't take that." They're talking about how we can't do that. It doesn't even make sense.
Right.
That doesn't look like you're shoplifting at all. Right. I mean, and then you put all the crap in your bag, and then you forget something and you have to go back in. Now you've got all this stuff in your bag, and then they don't even give you receipts half the time. And so like,
right.
It's terrible. It's awful. But anyway,
it's our country.
So you said that the electric car thing works so well for California.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're going to become. She thinks that we want to be California. Most of us don't actually want to be California because most of us don't live in the city. It's like not a thing that we want to do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you're right. We can't have plastic bags, but you can transition whenever you want to here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing like sterilizing your kiddos.
I know, right? Freaking nonsense, dude. But so we're going after the California thing. So now Newsom has decided that if you are a doctor and you're not interested in following the narrative about COVID-19, you can be charged with unprofessional conduct and get in trouble. So I'm just waiting for that to happen.
Which is also remarkable because little story of international news to jump in here.
Yeah.
I wrote stuff down. I have it. So, guy, one second, I have to read my own writing. It's worse. So Rory Nen, 26, plumber in New Zealand, drops dead of myocarditis, but it says on his death certificate that it's from the Pfizer jab. And Denmark has stopped all boosters under 50. England and Norway no more boosters if you're under 65. So there's a lot of international medical reports
I didn't
saying
hear
that this
any
is
of that.
yeah.
What?
It's wild.
My
I mean, you
gosh.
can okay, so you can still be, you can still like, I don't know what level they say booster. I assume after one, who knows. If they have like several doses, then it counts as a booster. So if you're unvaccinated at this point and you walk into England, you can still get vaccinated if you're under 65, but you can't get a booster. But I think if you've held out this far, you're probably good.
I think so, especially with the stuff that's coming out. I mean, I just can't imagine seeing everything that's going on after not getting a booster or a shot for this long and being like, hey, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I feel like some myocarditis in my future would be a fine thing.
Yeah, the sudden adult death syndrome, no
Yeah.
relation whatsoever. And you're like,
Yep. No. They're pushing the new mixed variant booster. I don't know about that one.
oh, the one that's only been tested on mice?
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I don't even know. I am not an anti-vaxxer. Never was. But like this year, when my kid was sick, no, not when my kid was sick, when my kid went for their well child, I they wanted to know if I wanted to give him a flu shot.
Yeah.
And now I'm not even sure about that because I don't know what they're doing. How do I know that that's really a flu shot?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be that person, but now I'm like, I need a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, that's true. We can get them together.
Yeah.
But no, that it's the, I don't know. And there have been some stories, not a lot, but some when they're like, oh, we're giving your kid the flu shot. It's not the flu shot. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Not
doing
cool.
Pins and SIDS. Yeah, no. There's a lot of questionable things going on. I don't even know, man. So, anyway, so Newsom has decided that if you're a doctor and you're like, hey, I don't agree with this stuff, now you're in trouble.
Right.
Cannot go against it.
Right. Which we talked last week before about the Tennessee hospital with the gender affirming care.
Oh, so last week we did a show that
I
forgot to put out. So sorry, guys. There's a little missing because we did talk about it, but nobody saw it.
That is true. We'll have to be, episode whatever, the one out of time.
Yeah, no, I will put that out. It's just, life's been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Things happen.
But anyways, so hopefully that'll be out eventually. But part of that was the institution saying that any doctors who disagree with this, there will be consequences. Which is super fun. Isn't that great?
No, this is stupid. And this kind of goes into my next point, but they were talking about, and I'm sure you guys saw it because this is old news now, but they were talking about how gender affirming care is like a big deal and it's, important that everybody gets it. And then when they were called out, they took down their website.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're still doing it.
You just can't find the information about it. But California, I talk a lot about California because I know that what Newsom is doing is going to come to me in New York. It's just a matter of time. And so I do watch a lot of what's going on there because we're bad. We're just like a step behind how bad they are.
Yep.
So, but Newsom has decided that in California, or maybe it's not Newsom, maybe it's just the people in charge. I don't really know. But that children from other states can come to California and get their gender affirming surgery without parental consent.
Yeah.
Because that's awesome. That's what I want for my kids.
Yeah, I love the idea of children running away to cut themselves up.
Oh my God, right?
Yeah, that's not weird at all. I'm also very curious to see, where the charitable organizations pop up from this, because those kids will need hotels and people to tell them that what they're doing is right and the rest of it.
They'll get their transgender person to go with them to their appointments to make sure that they don't get the wrong pronouns used.
Yeah,
the very important things.
In the I'll have to look it up. What was it called? Because we had the episode. What was the name of the place in Tennessee?
Vanderbilt?
Vanderbilt. That's what it's called. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I wanted to make sure I got the name right. But yeah, to also for the episode that none of y'all have seen, though maybe you kept up with it because Matt Walsh had a huge thing on it.
He did.
But yeah, that
My
they
bad.
would have somebody to kind of like stay with the kid and and narc on the doctors if they didn't use the right pronouns. So super great work environment there.
Nonsense, dude.
It's all sunshine and love, and agree with us or else.
Yeah, no, I don't. And I've been seeing more and more stuff of people who transitioned early, like 13, 14, who are like, I don't know why people let me do
Yeah.
this to myself.
Yeah.
I wish that, you know,
And the amount of people that like, oh no, you have to allow kids to transition or they will kill themselves. And those who are suicidal afterwards, looking at what they did, it's terrible.
yeah, I don't know. It's just really sad. And the one story I read about it the other day was the girl said, my mom resisted in the beginning. And I didn't do it the first time I tried. And then the second time she was brainwashed too. And I wish that she had stood up for me. And like, we're like failing our children so bad. And nobody seems to care or notice. And it's like so sad.
No, that the physical and the emotional impact from all this would be crazy.
Move closer to the mic, Anne.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
I'll move it closer to Anne.
Dad.
I'm louder than she is. But yeah, so there's a lot of crap going on. And then the last thing in California, on Tuesday, Newsom signed 13 bills for abortion. They're thinking about putting it into their state constitution or whatever their thing is called. And then I read it and I could not find it again before the episode because Anne and I were super prepared and we weren't sitting at my table like 10 minutes before we were supposed to be on making notes because we never do that,
No,
ever.
never.
But I couldn't find it when I was looking. But I saw something, and I could be incorrect, but that they could kill the baby if they abort it and then it doesn't work and then it comes out alive. That they are going to allow people to still kill it. And that's just like, okay, so it's in your uterus, you can't see it. Okay, I get it. It's hard to see that it's a baby, although we have ultrasounds now that show you. But even so,
and even in a time before ultrasounds, surely we had the imaginative capacity to think inside, outside.
Same thing, right? But
gonna look the same.
But my point is like, even if you can delude yourself into thinking that it's not a real baby while it's inside you, once it comes out alive, how can you kill it? That's the part that, like, that's barbaric. You don't do that to puppies. You cannot kill a litter of puppies. They can come after you for that. Why can I kill my baby when it comes out of me? Like, what? Sorry, I'm not going to say that word. But what world are we living in that this is what we're doing now? I don't even get it. Yeah, basically they're making what Gosnell did legal. Yeah. Infanticide.
Yeah, infanticide ain't cool.
Nope.
Just want to say, in case anybody was wondering, not for infanticide.
No, we're pretty against it, I would say.
In general. Not for it. And also, I mean, Amy's in the chat, but the Amy's knit along for Let Them Live is still going on.
Yeah, it goes on till the end of this month. Because it's
End of
October now.
Yep.
Yeah. So join that. Make something for a little baby. Let Them Live is helping moms who are like struggling. A lot of them struggle financially. Some of them may have bad relationship partner, need help, need money. And so they're making things to help that.
And as it's often said with abortion, that you have a lot of people who get abortion and they think the options are, that the options when you have the kid are not like, oh, like it's a abortion and there's no child, or hey,
sorry,
That's okay.
But yeah, $943 raised, and she's got a big pile of goodies for babies at her house.
Which
So
is
guys, you can still join. There's still another month. Oops, sorry. And Black babies are targeted disproportionately.
yes,
Yes, absolutely. But hey, you can't say that.
that is true. But
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
that's okay. But no, that the options given shouldn't be, that I'm in a horrible situation and therefore, you must have an abortion. But let's, give options that are to help you through your horrible situation. And that's what
Right.
Let Them Live does. But
Exactly.
something like 72 people cite money issues as reasons that they give abortion. So Let Them Live is a charity to help them with the money issues.
Yep.
Have the kids, and they have pictures of the kids too. They're pretty cute.
Yeah.
I mean, babies are pretty cute generally.
But
Generally,
I just saw them
I mean,
this
there's
morning.
a couple Winston Churchills, but still.
But on Instagram this morning, I saw a little baby. I think his name was Reese, who was little picture of him all swaddled up because his mom was gonna abort and she decided not to because Let Them Live was able to help her. So, it's a nice thing. I mean, I got kids. I can't imagine these people. Even from the minute I knew I was pregnant, I felt different. And anybody who, I know that weird things happen and whatever, but like the minute it's just different. It's not just you anymore. And I think a lot of our problem is that we're just so selfish. And that's all of these movements we have with the abortion and the transgender and the gay rights. Everybody's just so selfish. They're just so worried about themselves that they can't look at the good of other people. They're just, I don't know. It's terrible. Anyway,
It is. And yeah,
make adoption easier too. Yes,
definitely.
because I just can't imagine killing my baby. Like that's what it comes down to. My kids are right here. You might even be able to hear their little voices coming through the door because they're playing in their room. And freaking anybody who can hurt one of them is just awful. But anyway, that's me.
Yeah. No, and also, I mean, that it's not, there's a lot of people who are being told that, abortion is the answer and, it doesn't mean anything. And then it is very much like the emotional impact of it later. Well, you can't talk about that either because that's not the story is that everything is good and happy and safe and secure.
Yeah. and Adam this is kind of what I was trying to get at, but I didn't say it very well. So the people condoning the scorched earth, unchecked pro-abortion stance are intellectually infantile themselves. And that's the thing. They're so out of touch with reality. They're so like, oh, I just get to do whatever I want to. And, people were so mad at me when I was saying, hey, if you don't want to have an abortion, use birth control. Because most unplanned pregnancies could be prevented if we did that. So,
yeah. Sorry.
What's your dad say?
No, I got a text message. I'm like privately saying something. But anyways.
But are you going to keep it? Is indicative of our disposable society. Yeah. Nope. It's really messed up. So, but anyway, yeah. So California's got huge abortion stuff going on. So my New York friends and my other liberal state friends, we can probably expect that soon enough.
Yeah.
It's terrible. So what else you got on your notebook?
Well, let's see. Well, international news, that there was a big complaint with Nancy's here. Hi, Nancy. Sorry. I'm easily distracted by
She
cats.
is. So am I though.
No, it happens. So some international news. So Liz Truss, new prime minister, she put out a really good conservative tax plan, and then the pound dipped, but it's come back up. So, yay for the pound and our British friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, her tax plan looks fairly good, but she's still like very wobbly on border security. So we'll see how that goes. But Georgia Maloney is fantastic. Everything I've seen of her And so
Yeah.
fantastic that Instagram tagged some of her videos with like trigger warnings, like you had to click through to see her, and it was just her in a selfie. She's such a fascist, this 5'4" blonde woman who went on a platform of God, homeland, and family.
It's so
But
crazy.
oh, and she was amazing. There was a video of her, and she was talking about Macron in France, and he was saying how horrible she was with immigration. And she's like, "Oh yeah, buddy boy." So France has this policy where they mint money for countries in Africa, and then they charge a high minting fee for doing that. And also, she's saying, "Oh yeah." Well, who is coming into those countries and, using the exploited child labor to mine rare minerals? Who is creating the economic conditions to make people migrate to Europe? And then who's complaining about me saying that they shouldn't migrate into our country? Like,
Right.
whoa.
Yeah. We need more people like that. They're scared of her. That's why they're covering her
Mhm.
up.
Yep. And also the thing, she's the most right-wing government since Mussolini. And it's like, first off, nah. Secondly, fascism really isn't right wing. I'm sorry, people, but when the government is controlled of everything, that's not really a right wing policy.
Right.
Don't want to split hairs, but it's actually a really huge distinction. But she's
God, homeland, and family might as well have said 666. Yeah, exactly.
pretty much. No, but she supports having tax policies for people who have more than 3 kids, just like the guy from Hungary. She's, with Ukraine and NATO, so that's not even anything crazy. Though, however you agree with that back and forth. But I know she's not college educated. She's got the peasant class of Italian accents.
Hmm.
She's, I don't know, she's very normal.
Right.
Or we would say very normal, but
Well,
Europe.
she's terrifying to them because she's very normal.
That is true. That is true.
There's.
I don't know, this just reminds me. You know, there was. I remember once I was listening. I believe it was Conrad Black. That he was talking.
I don't know who he
He
is.
was on Stein's show.
Oh, okay.
He does articles and stuff. I think
Okay.
he's a lord. Can't remember. Anyways,
Of course.
something. But he got into legal troubles in America. And he was saying this thing. I was so ticked because he said that basically it's America's job to save the world because, Europe can't. And I was ticked because, we're like, look, it's not as if we're not like leaders of the free world or whatever, but why is it always the people high, middle of the country, people who send their kids to be soldiers who have to deal with your issues?
Yeah.
And it's not as if it's like, woohoo, we don't want to go help our allies or anything. But I was mad. It's like, no, we need good people from all around the world to stand up to this crap. Why is it always America? And then in there, and I'm like, I've said this before on the show, but Italy, people have shipped little slave kids, migrant labor into Italy to say they can make made in Italy on their shoes. Okay. And everyone goes, ooh, Italian shoes. It must be fancy. It's like,
Yeah.
if you can do that, you can make tanks. And look at that. And like, oh, you can actually have a strong country. And with the whole NATO thing said before, but it's like, oh, so America's been paying NATO's bills. So all of Europe can say, oh, America with their military spending, and look at us with our free healthcare. Yeah, because you have high taxes and the higher budget for that because you're not paying to keep, issues. And a lot of our foreign spending is stupid anyways. I know that as well. But still, fix your own problems.
That's so funny.
But anyway, so Italy seems to be fixing their problems.
Yeah.
Nothing against Italy, but like, get your poop in a group, and they are. It's amazing.
I am so sorry, guys.
Sorry. And
That
Amy says, clean your room. Yes, Jordan Peterson.
yes. Nothing like I need to tell it like it is. Okay. So speaking of NATO though, apparently there's talk about like a nuclear war
Yeah.
and that we're already in World War III. Did you know that?
Not again.
Well, I don't know. I watched Tucker this morning, and new new colorway alert. Get your poop in a group. That's
I'm
funny.
not sure I want colors from that statement, though. Just saying.
Yeah, no. Well, could be a nice color. No. So I was watching Tucker this morning when I was up at the crack of dawn because couldn't sleep because my cold, and yeah, they're talking about how Russia has 7 planes that are able to drop nuclear bombs,
Right.
and that's new since August.
Right.
And that, so there was a general on that was saying, hey, maybe this is going to be the end of NATO, and then
he'll let Finland in, so Finland's fine. But still.
But I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's okay. So, saying as someone who didn't really think Russia was going to invade the Ukraine, so let's just put that on the table. Track record here, not perfect. But considering how poorly the Russian troops have done, it's not, I mean, getting your troops together and taking areas is not necessarily the same as getting, 1 or 2 planes to fly out a nuke. But I mean, they've not been doing well, and their people don't seem very dedicated to the cause. Not as if that means that a nuclear strike wouldn't necessarily work.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's
not
just
impossible.
I guess I've kind of like stopped watching the whole war thing because the whole thing is just crap.
Yeah.
So
and we just keep sending money every week.
we do just keep sending money, but it's I guess I didn't realize that it was like that getting that tense. Like I knew it was Russia and Ukraine and whatever, but like hearing that, I was like, oh shit. I don't know. I don't like it. I want my kids to grow up in a happy little warm fuzzy world.
My question is, why hasn't the music improved? In the 80s, Cold War, constant threat of a nuclear strike, great music. Still sucks.
I don't know the answer to that one.
That's what upsets me. Which, once we do get nuked, all y'all can come back in the comments and be like, Anne, being flippant. But
readily available, and yeah, whatever. But
yep.
What else we got? I don't know much about the nuclear war thing. I just heard about that a couple hours ago. So I don't like it. I don't want to have another world war. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Like my very, very strong plan on this.
Yeah. Well, and over a month definitely over a month ago, probably 2 or 3 months, but there was like this nice PSA for what to do if like a nuke hits New York City.
I saw those.
Bummer for you. Just saying.
Well, I'm not New York City though. I'm really pretty far away.
But I mean,
how far do those go?
Well, you have potential nuclear fallout, and then I guess however the wind currents are. So I think that's probably down from you and not sideways and up. But yeah. It's probably still not cool though.
No, I don't really want to have to deal with that, but interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, those what to do in case of a nuclear attack things were sad. And it was like, hide under your desk. Like what is your desk going to do for you in this event? Like you might as well just go play in the street at this point. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Right. Who has a silo we can head to? And then I don't have a silo. I live in New York. I got nothing. Anne lives in the Midwest. I'm sure you know where to find a silo, a place to hide. No, not so much.
I know our strategy is hopefully no one messes with us, but who knows?
But
nobody cares enough. We're not a highly populated area.
Oh yeah, good point. You don't have any weird strategic military bases nearby.
There's a military base in Rapid City, which is 8 hours away.
Yeah.
That I'm on the east side. That's the west side. So.
Yeah. You know, you gotta watch out for those Chinese businessmen who want to invest
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
farmland.
Yeah.
Keep an eye
Well,
on them.
good old howdy doody. Dusty Johnson did have this thing saying that, a policy against having Chinese businessmen buy up farmland. I don't know how far that went. He's kind of.
I don't know.
Eh. Also, our governor's recovering from back surgery.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I know she put out a little thing about it, and she can't like stand for more than 15 minutes. But she
Ugh,
says that the surgery
that
went well
stinks.
and
Yeah.
doing fine.
Yeah. Oh, well. So what else is in your magical notebook? She
Oh,
brought this notebook up and she drops it on the table and said, "Here's my magical notebook." And my kids like are running over to see. It's just a notebook with notes in it. My
it's just
kids thought it was really something magical though.
it's
It was
like no,
really
it's
funny.
something really magical. No, it's like all of the notes from our show since the beginning, so I can flip back and see a scribble about whatever the heck happened in Poland.
Whereas I
Yeah.
write things on post-it notes and then I find them like a month later and then I throw them out. So,
I used to do that when we started, that I'd just find random pieces of paper, but this is so much more useful. Put
mhm.
them all together. So, I mean, I can say things like, Ursula von de Leon. I don't know. Anyways, the president of the EU said that there'd be consequences for Italy, if they elected a conservative-ish candidate.
Mhm. So what's she gonna do now?
I don't know, whatever the heck the EU does.
But
Probably punish Italy like they did with bad policies with England with the whole Northern Ireland agreement, and then beat on Africa some more, like the super inclusive people that they are.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyways, I don't know. I think we pretty much.
I think we're good.
The other headline, Department of Homeland Security leaned on 4 different private groups in 2020 to suppress disinformation, and then they got government money afterwards. So that's also super cool.
Yeah, I don't know. you can't even make this crap up.
I know.
Like yeah, no.
Yeah, so much of it is like, nah, that's crazy. Like, it ain't even crazy anymore. It's not even next door to crazy. It's not even like in the same county.
I don't know, man. Oh well. So today we're gonna pretend that there's not gonna be World War III.
Yeah.
And we're gonna show Anne the lake that I live on.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna show her our favorite creek to walk to.
Yep.
And then we're going to go to Niagara Falls because apparently today is all about water.
That's right.
And that'll be fun. Although I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
I made breakfast for other people and I ate cookies because I don't like hash or eggs, which is what I made.
Well, that seems like a plot flaw. But
I should have given you cookies instead. Sorry. Maybe later.
I like hash and eggs just fine.
But second cup of coffee. Yeah, no. I've had a whole pot. I'm on my second pot. So but yeah, I think that's all. So we're gonna go. We have Chicken Lady Fiber Arts Yard.
Remember
Enjoy it. Oh, this way. Sorry, wrong way. In front of Anne. Whoop, whoop.
Yep. I have the same in DK. I didn't, but I had packed with me on the trip the fingering weight, so we should have had a full bouquet of us.
That's okay. This is pretty good. We got 2.
I mean,
there's 2 of us. It works.
Man, I love this color. Not just to be that guy, but I really do love this color.
Yeah, I really love it too.
It knits up so well.
I haven't made anything with it yet. I kind of stink in that regard.
It's fun to knit with. I really enjoy it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But she also has banned book colorways. She has the Giving Tree colorway, which in the episode that doesn't exist yet, we have a little rant about the Giving Tree. It's a beautiful yarn. But I don't like the Giving Tree as a book. I'm sorry. Colors, fantastic. And it's a little sock set too, so there's like a little charm. So if you love the Giving Tree and or you like greens and reds,
yeah,
it's awesome.
I didn't remember how depressing the Giving Tree was until I got it out of the library to read to my kids, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, This is so sad.
I
The
know.
whole thing is so sad.
And apparently it was a banned book because it promoted codependency and knocked the forestry industry as you're cutting down trees. And like,
Well, there you go.
I mean, feel free to read The Giving Tree. It's crap. Sorry. I know. Spitting out the controversial. No, beautiful yarn. And Lynn has many other yarns that has nothing to do with The Giving Tree.
Her yarns are fantastic. And you
Exactly.
can get 20% off using the code PIKBOO20. Like,
Yes, and Lynn
boo.
says The Giving Tree colorway is a great Christmas colorway. It is a fantastic Christmas colorway. It's bright, it's fun. I'm making fun of it just because
She's not making fun of the colorway. She's making fun of the book.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Also, I like almost everything else Shel Silverstein has written. So what was with that?
I don't know, man.
Anyways.
Fan books matter, except
Except the foreign
portals.
ones. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, guys. So we're
Okay,
gonna
good.
leave. We got things to do.
Check
Thanks
out
for
Chicken
joining us.
Lady's newsletter.
Yes.
PIK Boo 20. We forgot to say it the second
No,
time.
I said it.
You did?
Yes.
Oh man, I wasn't listening.
And I said boo, like scary.
Boo. Okay, sorry.
So sorry. We will see you guys later.
Okay.
Bye.